what I want to talk about is, should I mail in my payment to the debt collection agency? Should you do it? Shouldn't you? Mailing in payments is something that I think maybe 90% of consumers, when I would get them on the phone, would ask if they can do. Now, I'm gonna give you 2 reasons why I wouldn't recommend you do it. Don't do it if you are paying a one-time payment. So, like in the last video that I talked about, if you got a $1,000 payment, they give you a 50% settlement. They say the payment has to be in our office by, let's say, the 15th of the month. And maybe it's the 2nd or 3rd of the month. And they're saying that payment has to be in our office by the 15th. Typically, you can give yourself a week, 2 weeks, and mail in the payment. Now, you can't guarantee that the post office is going to get that payment in the office by the 15th, the close of business day. Now, if it doesn't come in and it comes the day after, then what happens is per the contract, it's null and void. They'll take that $500, put it towards the balance, and then you're going to end up paying more with regards to that. But if you're just gonna mail it with a regular, I believe it's 60 cents or 65-cent stamp, I wouldn't recommend sending it that way. Another thing is if you're doing monthly payments, but you got a settlement. So what I'm saying in that aspect is your balance is $1,000. They let you settle for $700, but they allow you to do that in 3 monthly payments. And it has to be in the office on the 15th of each month. Then in that case, I wouldn't recommend just mailing your payment regular mail. You got to get an envelope. You got to pay for the stamp, which is relatively small, but then you got to trust the post office to actually get it to the collection company at the specific date. And if it's not in on those due dates, then you're going to end up having to pay the full balance. I've seen a lot of debt collectors do that to consumers, where they'll say, oh yeah, mail in your payment. They're hoping that you default, so that way at the end of everything, you pay your $700, you still have a $300 balance, they can get more money from you. So what I recommend that you do, if you are paying on a debt that you have with a collection company, you're uncomfortable with giving your checking information and all of that type of stuff, always recommend people, especially for probably about the last year, I've always recommended people, you pay with an actual credit card. You pay with a credit card. Now you may be looking at me and saying, why would I pay a debt with a credit card? Well, obviously, if you follow me, you know that you use your credit cards like debit cards. So if you paid a payment through a credit card, obviously you have it in your bank account. But if you have the money in your checking account, you don't want to give your checking account, pay with that credit card.